Hi, today I want to talk about IOS scanning. IOS scanning is one method of communication in Unity Pro PLCs. It's actually based on master and slave communication. So one device going to be the master and rest of your device is going to be the slave. So for this example, what we want to do, we want to just, let's say that we have one PLC and IP of address of that PLC, the master PLC is 192.168.1.29 and IP address of the slave PLC is 192.168.1.30 and these two PLCs are in a network using a central device. What you want to do, you want to copy few registers from the slave device to the master device, and we want to copy few registers from the master device to the slave device. We are going to do all this setting in a master device, and a slave device is not going to do anything, so you don't need to worry about the slave device. So now I am going to make use of Unity Pro, and I'm going to use exactly the same settings that I used in the previous video. Here in Ethernet 1, which is my network, if IO setting set to no, I am going to change it to yes, and if I change it to yes, then I should be able to have access to IO scanning, which is here. Right now I have something written here. Let me delete it and cut the line and then explain that again. So what happening? First of all, let's have a look. You can see that we have 43 rows. That means this PLC can actually handle 43 transaction and 43 communication with 43 devices. So now we want to communicate with the device with IP 192.168.1.30. Okay, after entering the IP address, we're gonna get some default value. We can change this default value. One of the numbers that we got by default is 255. 255 is number of devices that can be connected to the equipment to the PLC. So we can change it to 1, any number between 1 to 255. So let's say, for example, we change this number to 1, and after that here we have a slave syntax. So we can have it as an index, or we can change it to Modbus or IEC standard. And there are two IEC standards. One of these standards start registers with 0 and another one start registers with 1. In Unity Pro, we use this standard IEC 0, and the other standard that we use is Modbus. If you use Modbus, the number is going to be something like that. 4, few 0, and after that 1, because Modbus start with 1. So let's go back to IEC 0, and now with IEC 0, so now we want to set up the communication with device 1. So there are some numbers here. If you have a reason, you can change these numbers, otherwise leave them the way they are. And then we have reference, read reference, a slave, read reference, read master object, read length, lost value, and some other stuff to save. Now, after doing the initial settings, we need to decide where to read and where to write. So the first thing that we want to decide is where to read, where to copy the information that you want to read, because you need to copy them somewhere in memory of your PLC. So let's say it is in memory address, for example, 52. And then if you change it to 52, then you can see that your PLC going to update this number to 52. Then that's the master object. So stuff that's going to be stuff that are in memories that are in your slave device going to be copied in your master. Then where you want to read, which memory you want to read. So say for example you want to read from memory 10, memory word 10, and then what is your length of your package. How many bytes, how many words you want to read. For example, we want to read 5 words. Okay, so we want to read 5 words, and these words are located in this address, memory word 10, and then this words going to be copied from this address, memory word 52. So memory word 52, memory word 53, memory word 54, 55, 56, 57. So they are going to hold all information that are located um, in the slave device from memory 10, memory word 10 until memory word 15, because of the length of the lengths that we have. At the same time, we can copy some of our information, some of information stored in the master device to the slave device. So here, write reference. So write reference is the place that data in the master device is stored, and we want this information to be copied to another place. So let's say this stuff, this information are stored in memory word hundreds. So if we write down hundreds here, then automatically we're gonna get hundreds here, memory word hundreds. And then memory word 100 to what? So we need to identify the length. So for example, it is 10 memory words. So if we write down 10 here, then we're gonna get memory word 100 until memory word 109. So memory word 100 until memory word 109. Now what default going to be stored, going to be copied in the reference on the reference device from memory word 0. We can change it to, for example, memory word 300. So if we do that, then this 10 memory words going to be copied from memory word 300. That's it, and we don't need to do any extra configuration in the master for the master PLC. So all we need to do is to analyze the project, and after analyzing the project, build the project, and then either use a standard or simulation. If you wanted to talk with the actual PLC, use a standard. If you just wanted to do simulation, go for simulation, connect your device, and transfer your project. to the PLC and run it. It is very easy, and as I told you, you don't have to do any setting on the master device. So this PLC is going to get information from the master, from the slave device, and going to copy its information to the slave device as well. That's all for today.